with us.
Episode 7, I think we're on.
Episode something.
Yeah, so tonight, I don't know, I just kind of had this, like, spur-of-the-moment idea yesterday. I saw a parent post an article, or it was like a blog or something, about special needs parenting and how isolating it is. And it got me thinking that I don't know if it's a self-projected feeling, but I feel like people don't think that we have a right to complain because we chose special needs. Do you feel that ever?
100%. All the time.
Yeah, and I don't, like, no one's ever said anything to us, but I don't know, I feel like if we would complain about something, I feel like people think they chose that. That's on them.
Right.
Do you feel that too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to talk about today. Because,
fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Go fuck yourself.
Because we have a right to complain about things, because you know what? Every day isn't easy. We have shitty days. Oh, there's probably going to be lots of swearing in this, because we're drinking beer and we're complaining. That's what tonight is about. Complaining.
Yeah. Yes. Not about the kids, because the kids are awesome. But just, how do I even start with this? Yeah, I think the big thing is, you go on this journey with Down syndrome or any special needs, and there are so many ups and downs. And
like with any kid, really. Like, it's parenting.
Exactly.
Parenting's hard. With
any kid. But for us, again, like no one's ever said it, but I have some prime examples that I will throw out during this. Yeah, for us, and I'm sure other parents with adopted children, you guys can probably second us on this. Like, people kind of like, I don't say judge you, but like there's this maybe unspoken judgment of like, well, you can't complain because you chose Down syndrome. Well, the rest of you chose kids and they're effed up too, so you're allowed to complain. Why can't we complain?
Yeah. So tonight we're just going to complain about things that we find hard and things that piss us off and things that annoy us about our kids. Because you're not a real parent if you don't have moments where you envision punching your child.
And you know who I'm talking about, because for a friend of mine, we had this conversation at the gym the other day.
And it's true.
I also say the same about your spouse. If you can't say, I effing if I fucking hate you. If you can't say I hate you or I super dislike you to your spouse, it's not real love.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we know we don't mean it.
I can't tell you how many times we've gotten in an argument. Alex is like, oh, I just want to fucking hit you.
No, choke.
Choke, yeah, that's my thing, yeah.
Sometimes I just want to, like, Homer Simpson the crap out of Holly.
So, you know that you feel there's times when you're so pissed off with your kid that you want to punch them. And if you can't admit that, stop watching. You're not our people. You're not our people. We obviously don't act on it. Clearly.
Obviously.
But, you just want to... Okay.
Homer Simpson them.
So tonight we're complaining. What's our first complaint? What's your first complaint? What pisses you off the most? Or what do you find the hardest about parenting or special needs parenting?
Yeah, I think just the big thing, and like, here's one of my examples. And I know no one from work watches this because no one likes me, so that's fine. Anyways, my big thing is, especially at work, like, it's kind of twofold. One's the special needs and one's just adoption in general. So the first one is, anytime Jackson's been hospitalized, and he's had multiple, like, week-long hospitalizations since I've worked at my place of employment.
You're going there, hey?
Oh, I am, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Well, you said complain.
Yeah, complain away, I don't know.
And it's not just the people I work with. I'm sure if I worked somewhere else, it would be the same situation. Okay? Right?
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyways, he's had multiple hospitalizations. He's been sick numerous times.
With serious things.
Like
he's
having
a blood transfusion.
That's a big deal. Like, that was life-threatening. Like, it was super bad.
Yeah.
And then needing to go and get scoped immediately up in Calgary, like, as soon as he had enough blood to go under, to find out what the F was wrong with him. And so stuff like that. And, like, that's scary, and by no means I want, like, sympathy or people to be like, oh, poor you guys. But at work, it's kind of like, you don't get any special allowances, or there's very little understanding, like, oh, you had to call in sick for work, or you had to do this, because, you chose to have a kid that had needs. so tough shit that you need a day off for a medical appointment, you chose it. But if anyone else had a kid that had a fucking cough,
yeah, it'd probably be like, oh,
it would be like, oh, your kid.
They're in the hospital.
Again, not to like name names, but people have had spouses with like broken arms, or like kids that like, oh, they had appendicitis, and like, oh, here's a fruit basket. Have a day off. I'll shift trade you for free. Have a fruit basket. Here are some flowers and a sympathy card. And I'm like, are you effing kidding me? I don't want your flowers or your sympathy card. But are you effing kidding me? And I know it's just because the mindset is, well, you chose it. I didn't choose for my child to have an appendix that needed to come out. But you chose that chromosome, so that blood transfusion's on you.
Good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, while we're on the topic of gift baskets and adoption.
Okay, yeah.
Same thing. Friend of mine, our babies are 3 days apart.
Coworker.
Yeah, coworker. Like, we're super tight. Our babies, Nico and his little girl, are 3 days apart. They obviously conceived theirs. We got Nico a month after. He got a fruit basket. And
the
flowers.
goddamn fruit basket!
And a card from the whole department saying, like, congratulations on your baby. We buy Nico. And it's like, if you want a day off, you have to find someone to shift trade you. Like,
yeah, Alex couldn't even get time off.
I couldn't get time off to go up to Edmonton to get him.
Or to, like, have a couple days to settle into having a new baby.
Luckily, I have some awesome guys I work with who kindly took some shifts for me. But I had to work for it. Like, I had to, like, go out there and ask and find it. And, yeah, I don't think it'd be different. And, like, this isn't a slight on the people I work with. Again, I know no one's watching. Except for maybe Brian. Hi, Brian. I know no one's watching. It's not a slight on the people I work with. I think if I worked anywhere, it would be this exact same thing.
I think people look at adoption and birthing a child. And it's funny because this came up through my Facebook today. A friend of mine was complaining about this exact same thing. I feel like people treat adoptive parents lesser than birth parents, people who birth their children. And it's totally true.
Yes.
It's totally different. And you know what? The first, like, few months that we had Jackson, I didn't even feel like a parent. Because I don't know, I just felt like people, like, were like, well, you didn't birth him, so, like, are you, you know what I mean?
Yes. Well, and, like, this kind of goes back to, like, Baby O last year.
Yeah.
We spent months bonding with a kid in a family to bring him into our home, to love him like one of our own. Had him in our home for days. It didn't turn out when he went back. And that, for us, was
it's
the
a
loss of, you know, did we love him like a child? No, but we had opened our hearts to it, and it was a loss. And, like, I don't think anybody recognizes that. Because it's like, oh, well, he's not yours. You didn't have him. You didn't carry him inside of you.
Yeah.
And I feel like people need to be a little more sensitive with that. Not just to us, to anybody. Because there are so many stories of failed
adoption
loss, and even just fostering, and, you know, kids going back that you've bonded with and you maybe have tried to adopt. So I think people need to be a little more aware that when you choose to adopt, you're opening your heart like that child is your own, and just because they don't grow inside of you, that's like saying, like, the birth dad doesn't get any credit and he doesn't get lost because the kid didn't grow inside of him.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
It's the exact same thing. I'm the birth dad. No, I'm not. But anyways, you get what I'm saying.
All right. Moving on.
Your turn.
My complaint. This has to do with special needs in specific. I'm sick and fucking tired of hefting Jackson around.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. I feel like he's gained, like, I swear he's gained, like, 3 or 4 pounds, like, in the last, like, few weeks.
He's 45 pounds.
I'm struggling. Like, it's getting hard. And going on with this complaint and having a child that is, like, 100% dependent physically on you, like, I don't think people really understand until they're in those shoes. Imagine taking him to a play date, to a park with friends. We never, ever get to sit with our friends. You go to a play date, and we're the only parents that have to actually, like, be with our child. Everyone else, you know, it's just, like, a socialization so, like, taking him to birthday parties and stuff, yeah, it's great, and it's great for him, but we never get to sit with friends.
It is work. And
the whole time. And you know what? Jackson still puts everything in his mouth. He's very oral sensory.
He's on the ground. Like, he's got rocks and dirt.
He's crawling on the ground and putting shit in his mouth all the time. And it's just... Oh, I'm ready for him to walk. I'm ready for... And, you know, he's showing more independence, like, just in general. And we'll be able to trust him more with things. And he's getting better with, like, things like throwing. But, man, it's like a different world having a 4-year-old that...
It's like a toddler, but with the mind of a 4-year-old who wants to do the things that his friend wants to do, but still has the body of a baby.
But he's nonverbal, so he's very frustrated. And we've been seeing those frustrations a lot the last few months.
Mm-hmm. I think the closer he gets to walking, the more we see the frustration. Because he knows there's a greener grass.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm tired. Like, just physically
I think, like,
freaking tired.
A big thing that people don't even get is, like, you can't even, like, go to the grocery store, go to your car, wherever you're going. We can't stand him up. Like, we can't put him down to grab something else. He has to be in your hands, because if you set him down, he's crumpling and he's gone. He's crawling across the parking lot.
Freaking speed crawls.
Right? So, like, you can't even be like, oh, stand here, little guy, as I have your brother in your car and put the groceries in. There is no stand here. He can't stand.
You're, like, taking him to school, so we got him on a hip. Sometimes, like, if it's a single person, so we got a 45-pounder on our hip. Nico was, easily 20 pounds in that car seat.
Yeah, he's 17 pounds
plus the car seat. Jackson's backpack and Jackson's walker.
We now leave the walker.
Yeah,
we gave up on it.
But it's exhausting, and people just don't get it until you've been in those shoes. Just like we don't get other, like, different physical handicaps, right? So
I can't. Yeah, but
definitely not comparing to, like, anyone else's situation.
And we say we're complaining. We're not really we're venting.
Yeah, we're venting.
We're venting. Let's be honest. This makes up what we're talking about right now. 0.9% of our daily lives and thoughts. Okay, it's like, but why not share it with you guys? Because we know you feel the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your next?
Well,
my mobility for me is a big one, so that's okay. I got that out of the way.
Yeah, I think that was a big one. It's just that, I think having, like, people just not understand that some of the, like, fine details, like being able to go to a party and, you know, everyone's snacking and eating or having ice cream or cake or whatever, and Jackson can't have any of that.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And he loves ice cream, like, he has dairy-free ice cream. You know, when he sees other kids eat it, and then, like, how do you tell him no? Like, you're at a party, and it just sucks.
Yeah. It's sad because he knows that there's like an exclusion or like he just knows it's different, I guess. Yeah.
And it's for his safety, like, a lot of the things, when we have to say no or do things, or, like, he needs to be, like, when Alex goes to the gym, sometimes he needs to be in, like a little playpen while the other kids his age are upstairs playing. And simply because he needs supervision, because he's on the ground, he's putting things in his mouth.
He literally would find, like, and this has happened in our own house, found a leaf on the floor that the dogs dragged in,
and
put it in his mouth and choked, and we ended up in the hospital.
Yeah. I mean, he chokes quite a bit, but, like, that one was, like...
It was stuck.
That, like, scared the living shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like, I was this close to having to call an ambulance because I was home alone, and I'm like, how do I get him to the hospital? He's choking. It was scary, and we ended up in the hospital. Like, so we just can't... You know, a lot of things are for his safety, and he notices that there's a difference now, and it's sad.
Yeah, it is.
So that's another thing that fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's your next complaint?
I don't know. Those were just the big ones. Yeah, I just think that,
What about, like, the frustrations being nonverbal? Let's talk about that. Because that's really sucked lately.
Yeah. So lately, Jax has made some really big improvements verbally, just communication-wise.
And with his mobility. So I think they kind of go hand in
hand, for sure. So he's starting to realize, like, oh man, there's, like, greener pastures out there, and I'm like...
he's kind of starting to talk. He's starting to get words. He's starting to be able to mimic sounds, is, like, he has not ever been able to do that, so he's starting to.
But, so then he wants to rely on that a little bit more.
Over sign language.
Yeah, or, like, he'll be making up a sign that you don't know and trying to say a word, and you have no idea what he's saying, and he's trying to just talk to you, and it's not actually words. and he gets pretty frustrated because you don't know what's going on, or just he gets frustrated that maybe he's like trying to say a word but knows he's not saying a word and understands he's garbling.
He's just super
and
frustrated lately. Or like if you kind of give him crap for something, he'll just like freak out and hit himself in the face. Or when he gets upset about anything, like the other day he was watching Netflix and it just like stopped for some reason, like it just stopped. And I was in the bathroom doing my makeup, and all of a sudden I hear him just losing his freaking shit. And I come out and he's smacking himself in the face. I'm like, bud, what's up? And he's just freaking out. And I look at the TV and it just says, like, connection error. I literally just had to restart it. And all he needed to, like, holler was mom, 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 and I would come out and he could sign help. But instead he just lost it. And we're seeing that more and more.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, we're trying to figure out how to tackle that and deal with it. But
yeah.
It's sad. It's really hard to watch.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
You know, he's 4 and he just doesn't have, he knows he doesn't have those skills.
Yeah.
And that's what's frustrating to him, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't have any huge complaints. Like, honestly, my big one was just that.
Sleep was a big one.
Oh, yeah, for like, and we will do a sleep episode. Don't you worry, people.
That's a whole
Hang
episode on itself.
Or 2, or 8.
And I complained a lot, like, online, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, no one gets how horrible our life.
Oh, we were actually both physiologically dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
legit.
Like, legit. Like, hospitals and doctors for everybody.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
That's a whole
Stay
episode.
tuned.
Yeah.
Maybe next week. We don't know. We'll keep you hanging.
Is there any other complaints that you just want to vent out there?
No, I think my big one was just, like, that people don't treat you as a parent when you adopt. Like, honestly, that's the best way to summarize it. Like, it's like, well, they're not really your kid. They're not your baby. You didn't have them. You don't get the same benefits, wants, needs, desires, X, Y, Z.
And then you throw special needs on top of it, and then you get the whole, you chose that.
Yeah. Oh, your kid's sick and needs open heart surgery? Wang, you chose it. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Right? And, like, I don't want to, like, throw other things out there, but any typical child can get any diagnosis. Your kid, and heaven forbid, I don't wish anything on anything. Your kid could get cancer. Your kid could have autism. Your kid could be hard of hearing. Your kid could have appendicitis. Like, the list goes on and on and on. And you always say, like, well, you fucking put that dick in that V and got knocked up, right?
She went there.
I went there. Wow. You chose to get knocked up. You chose to have the baby. So, fuck you and your kids' needs. No one in there. See how absurd that sounds? No one would ever say that. So why does Down syndrome automatically equate, or special needs automatically equate to all this other stuff? Because it doesn't. Just because your child has Down syndrome doesn't mean they need open heart surgery. It sure as shit doesn't mean they need blood transfusion. It doesn't mean they have swallowing. Like, each kid with Down syndrome and their medical needs are totally individualized, just like any other typical child and their medical needs. But it's because you just put that label on it where it's like, well, all this other shit show, well, you fucking picked it. But it's like, no, you're a typical child. You picked all that stuff too. Well, I mean, yeah, the incidence occurrence rate's a little bit higher, but you didn't choose that when you chose Down syndrome or when you chose any other special need. And I think people are super insensitive when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Because you know what I just said sounded absolutely fucking crazy. Like, holy shit, where did that come from? Because it's crazy. So why would you say it about us?
Yeah.
Or any other parent.
Adoptive parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think people are insensitive assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, is there, like, there's no other complaints you have?
Mm-mm.
Anything else you want to vent about?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Fun fact. Let's do fun facts!
Ooh. You go first, since it's your idea.
Ooh. I don't know. Fun fact about Alex. I don't know. Do you have one about me? Oh, it's Alex.
I do.
Okay, no, it's Alex's birthday today. Because we're filming this the night before, so it's technically tomorrow, but it's today. And Alex is the worst person at surprises. Like, if I had a gift for her, and she saw it.
She doesn't love me.
And she saw that I had a gift for her, oh, it would be weeks and weeks of torture.
She's done this numerous times.
Yeah, and she would want to like literally open it weeks before a birthday or for
no, I'll just
Christmas,
like smell it, inspect it.
She's that kid under the Christmas tree, freaking shaking the presents. What did you get me? What did you get me? What like she's
I don't
the
like
worst.
surprises. It's fine.
Yeah, so that's my fun fact. It's Alex's birthday. She's turning freaking old, and she sucks at surprises.
If you want to give me a nice birthday present, Insta World or YouTube World, please follow my Instagram at femfire_medicinehat.
That's a shameless
or MH.
plug.
It is a plug.
Shameless plug.
Shameless. I have wonderful. It's only a fitness account, okay? If you want to learn some fitness shit, go on there. I'll teach you fitness shit. Fun fact about Holly. She has a Celine Dion tattoo.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Celine Dion obsession, which it rolls into this tattoo.
On her hip bone.
Yeah, this is true. I am a huge Celine Dion fan.
She's seen Celine 9 times.
Yeah.
Also, the last time we saw Celine in Vegas, we did the VIP package.
We sat front and center.
Oh my god. So
Celine,
we met these wonderful two ladies at the restaurant beforehand because we had a special Bobby Flay experience restaurant.
And we met Bobby Flay.
We met Bobby Flay. We met these two women. We decided to sit with them because we were all drinking wine, having a good time. They'd seen Celine like 6 times. Not quite as much as Holly, but close. So Holly and the one woman, Claire, went to sit beside each other because Holly and I were off to the left and they were front center. So Holly went to go sit with Claire front center and Susan sat with me on the left. Like... Well, Celine comes down off the stage, grabs Holly's hand, and starts singing to her. And clean up aisle 1, okay, tears and the other thing.
Oh, it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I was pretty drunk by this point. So I was like, zero inhibition. I was like, oh my god.
Celine, you're gonna move! Just
pretty freaking amazing. Yeah. That was like quite a few years ago. So yes, Celine Dion obsession.
Yeah, there you go. Fun fact.
Cool, fun fact. All right. We have no idea what we're talking about next week, but stay tuned because I'm sure it'll be...
Maybe sleep.
Or maybe potty training. We keep talking about potty training too.
That's true.
Okay.
Or, guys, if you have something... We've thrown a couple ideas out there. If you guys have this burning desire to know something... Put a comment on the YouTube link or comment on our Instagram or send us a message. If you have a burning desire to hear us do a full episode on something. And now that we've had a negative event, you only see our happy, positive... Also, of all the camping trips, please note this is the first beer you've seen me consume. True. And I want to say, before we close this off... Yep. That... our kids are the biggest joy of our entire lives. And I don't know, I'm getting choked up, which is so weird because I don't cry. But like, we complain, this episode was about venting, but I couldn't imagine a better life. No. Why am I crying? I don't know. Stupid. Our kids are like the joy of our world, hence why we keep buying more of them. They're amazing. So, yeah, every parent needs to vent. Yeah. But they are so perfect, and they have brought just so much joy into our life, and I can imagine life without them. I can honestly say, without a doubt, that Jackson and Nico will get there. He's still young. Jackson is my best friend. Yeah. Yeah. Like, him and I, oh man, we have so much fun together. There's no one I'd rather spend time with. Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. That's it. So we complained, but... guess what? They're fucking amazing. They are. All right. Okay. See you guys.